This week on eNEWS, how a local organization is reaching and helping Lethbridge's hard-to-serve community, a well-known local theater company is branching out into a school near you, and how a local skating organization is ensuring inclusivity. Welcome to eNEWS. I'm Rachel Gelowitz.
And I'm Nariv Bellarmino, and here's today's top stories. A study from 2018 revealed that there were 223 people experiencing homelessness in Lethbridge. However, by October of 2022, the numbers had increased. The province estimates that 292 struggling individuals are part of our community. As the numbers increase, community organizations are working hard to aid the unhoused population of Lethbridge. I got to see how one organization lends a helping hand. On a cold night in Lethbridge, volunteers from the Sage Clan Patrol organization are meeting up again to hand out warm food and clothing to people experiencing homelessness. Sage Clan includes diverse members from different cultures and countries. As they walk together, they become real people working towards the same goal. With their carts loaded, they walk through downtown Lethbridge and roam areas like the bus station and other warm places where struggling individuals can sustain the cold winter nights. Sage Clan Patrol lead Skylar First Rider says he loves being involved in the work that Sage Clan does for the community.
I would say connecting with the people around here and just building the relationships and slowly building that rapport with someone to a point to where they trust you.
The number of the unhoused population in Lethbridge has increased since the last survey done in 2018. Sage Clan leader Josh Cummins says he is concerned about the existing racism and cultural stereotypes, especially towards Indigenous communities.
Be kind. We are a community, and we are a community that needs to heal. With that, that's what we're out here to do. We're here to provide assistance in whatever we can, and this affects not only First Nations, homeless and addicted. This affects everyone in Lethbridge.
Cummins believes that the people of Lethbridge should come together and help to raise awareness about racism against Indigenous people and struggling individuals and the issues surrounding it. According to Cummins, this would take some time to implement, so they are doing what they can to support and respect the unhoused population of Lethbridge. They are encouraging everyone to do the same. Nariv Bellarmino, eNEWS. Sage Clan Patrol is also looking for more volunteers. If you are interested in volunteering or donating, visit their websites at sageclanpatrol.org or sageclan.ca.
Food banks are getting busier at this time of year, and they depend on volunteers to operate. One local food bank volunteer shows the importance of helping out the community, whether it's through leadership or volunteerism. Kathleen Bernal reports.
Volunteering can have a great impact on people's lives. This can include helping out in the community and by getting to know those who live in there. 30-year Tabor Food Bank volunteer Dave Greeno says he was the first Tabor Food Bank president. Greeno then transitioned to the food bank's board of directors before becoming a volunteer. He says he enjoys his time at the food bank and he's made a lot of friends through his service.
I always have a good time at the food bank. It's always fun to help people, and that's what I've done. So it impacts my life. It does. It's sort of my life.
Tabor Food Bank manager Naomi Weeb says Greeno has helped the food bank in a lot of different capacities.
He helps sort stuff, and so it's great to have Davey. Comes in multiple days a week, and his commitment to the food bank and the community is outstanding.
Greeno says the food bank has grown over the years. Their services have now expanded to a vegetable garden in Barnwell, where they harvest produce during the summer, as well as community food drives.
Families in different churches come with their kids and volunteer for the food drives.
Greeno believes volunteering is a natural thing for him to do because he enjoys working with people. He says he wants to help out the community as much as he can for as long as he can. For eNEWS, I'm Kathleen Bernal.
The Tabor Food Bank is always looking for more volunteers to join their staff. More information can be found on their website, taborfoodbank.com.
The Boys and Girls Club Lethbridge is providing tutoring and career development programs for free to Lethbridge youths. The club believes these services will help provide the community's young people with a leg up in skills needed to make it in the real world. Zach Lallen has the story.
The Boys and Girls Club Lethbridge offers multiple programs for youths. Tutoring and career development are two of the programs included and are free in BGC Lethbridge. Sarah Brass, the supervisor of the North Side branch for BGC Lethbridge, explains that the branch that she manages focuses on full-day kindergarten care for families that are in need. They also provide transportation for kids to and from school. Children who are in grades 1 to 6 can also attend their facility, but can only receive before and after school care. Brass also said how they are different from regular schools that offer similar programs.
Well, I think what differs from is like we usually give a lot of opportunities to families in need throughout the community. So, for example, in the summertime, our childcare is pretty affordable.
They also work with subsidized families in the community and plan out activities for the kids to do.
And we plan a lot of like outings, such as field trips out of the city, just so they can gain more experience and opportunities related to stuff they can't normally do in the city.
Allison Hadlin, a team leader and also a good role model for the kids, has been working at BGC Lethbridge for about 7 to 8 months and also prepares the children's dietary needs. She also shared some of the skills she gained through working there.
Communication and leadership, because before I never really worked with kids, and I grew up as an only child, so I never was really around kids or anything, so it was really like an out-of-the-box experience.
During the winter season, Brass and her team plan out outdoor activities with their kindergarten kids who go out sledding in the Sugar Bowl and ice skating in the community center during their PD days. Even though the tutoring aspect is focused on the youth center, the children here at Boys and Girls Club, located north of Lethbridge, still learn and develop soft skills. Zach Lallen, eNEWS.
The Boys and Girls Club Lethbridge's next event is later this month. Visit their website bgclethbridge.com for more information.
A local nonprofit organization is helping those with disabilities live a full and complete life. Inclusion Lethbridge believes that disabled people can lead happy and productive lives despite the challenges they face. As I found out, Inclusion Lethbridge is quite the success story. Jeff Meyering has cerebral palsy, but that doesn't stop him from living his life. Meyering was a DJ for 10 years and has been an online personal trainer for 3 years with clients across North America. Meyering wants people to know that those with disabilities still bring value to their communities.
The physical part I can manage, but the stigma and the things that people assume are the hardest to deal with.
One of the most helpful resources for Meyering has been Inclusion Lethbridge, a local nonprofit organization. In the past, he was using agencies that he felt were holding him back, didn't care, and would send random people to help him. He says at Inclusion Lethbridge, he can choose who he works with. Executive Director Dave Lawson says their mandate is to advocate for those with developmental disabilities. Their work also branches into physical disability support, as their clients sometimes have both developmental and physical disabilities.
We think of it in what opportunities are available and what's going to make a good life for that person with a disability. And what we know is that that good life is found along an inclusive pathway. And so anything that we put in place or we help the family cultivate to put in place will be towards greater inclusion and contribution.
Lawson says over 200 people a year come to Inclusion Lethbridge for resources and support. Services offered include assistance managing finances, career planning, and legal support. Much like Inclusion Lethbridge is an advocate for Meyering, Meyering says he's an advocate for Inclusion Lethbridge.
I would be dead without them. Inclusion Lethbridge is necessary, and more people need to understand the value of the disabled population.
Despite the ongoing renovations at their office, Inclusion Lethbridge is open and here to help those who need it, as they have been since 1957. Rachel Gelowitz, eNEWS. Inclusion Lethbridge is always looking for volunteers. To volunteer, access support, or get more information, visit inclusionlethbridge.ca. Coming up after the break, what a local theatre company is teaching young people in Lethbridge and southern Alberta, and why the local music scene is exploding with talent and where you can experience more live shows. Stay tuned.
When I first heard about Windy City Canine Rescue, I was a little hesitant to rescue a dog with them. I hadn't heard much about the organization, and since they didn't have a location, I was really worried about finding time to actually meet the pet. But they were super helpful throughout the entire process, even though they work on a volunteer basis. And that's when I actually met JC here, and for the better part of a year, JC and I have been inseparable.
Call Windy City Canine Rescue or search them on Facebook to rescue a dog today.
The Lethbridge music scene is a crucial component of the Lethbridge arts sector. With many new local bands forming, more and more musicians are getting their chance to perform live on stage. Kylie Taitula reports.
The music scene in Lethbridge is big, although not many people realize just how many local bands there are. Eric Trotter, an alumni from Lethbridge College, started getting into music at just 6 years old after listening to his dad's CDs. However, his grandpa is the true motivator behind his love for making music.
Yeah, my grandpa, throughout my whole childhood, every family holiday and stuff, he would always be singing tunes and playing the guitar, and I always found it really impressive. So when I was about 12 years old, I picked up an instrument.
The musician says his biggest goal was to be in a band. Once he was finally a part of a band, Trotter was able to experience being on stage and networking with other musicians.
So the Lethbridge music scene is so tight-knit, everybody knows everybody. Opportunities just kind of started to come my way, and people started asking me, hey, can you play in this band? Hey, can you do this for us?
Trotter has proven his passion for music over the past few years by being in many bands, often in more than one at a time. Currently, Trotter is in 4 bands, one of which is on a hiatus.
I'm in a homoerotic punk country band I play bass in. I'm in 2 emo bands, one Pomeranian Fight Club I play bass in. We're currently on a hiatus. And then my most recent project is my own. It's called Alec Arms, named after the hotel downtown.
Trotter mainly makes his money through playing venues such as the Slice Bar and Grill and Owl Acoustic Lounge. Kylie Taitula, eNEWS.
One of Eric's bands, Alec Arms, is planning on releasing an EP in the near future. The band also performs at the Slice.
Still with the performing arts scene, New West Theatre puts on amazing shows for the community every year. But did you know there's also an amazing educational component to the New West program? Julia Fletcher is standing by with more on that story. Julia?
That's right, Rachel. New West Theatre is believed to be the best theatre production company in the province, and as I found out, they are more than meets the eye. New West Theatre is a local performance group in Lethbridge that has become known for its particular brand of comedy and musical presentation. For the past few years, they have also become known for their educational programs and day camps. These programs aren't just about theater. These students are not just learning how to act on stage or to sing, but they are also learning how to communicate. They are studying how to work as a team and to be comfortable in front of an audience. Musical theater instructor Daniel Bernardin has been with New West Theatre for almost 2 years. She says she loves seeing firsthand how the program has affected students and how they have taken an interest in the arts.
And just seeing how the interest from kids has grown has felt so special. Going from small class sizes to classes selling out immediately is really exciting because it means that we're providing something for the community that is meaningful to them.
Bernardin says this program understands that everyone is unique and has a voice. New West Theatre has recently announced a new PD Day program. It is designed to help parents who are dealing with their children who are out of school due to PD days. The instructors are committed to connect and create and grow with the students. New West Theatre student Desmond Bullock says he loves having a space to connect with other people.
I'm homeschooled, so I don't get to socialize often, and so this has really helped with the socializing of my life.
New West Theatre season continues to grow from year to year. With the addition of these educational programs, they hope their students will continue their love for the arts and hopefully be seen on stage in the future. Julia Fletcher, eNEWS. The education program that's happening right now is putting on a show December 6th. For tickets and more information about New West Theatre, go to newwesttheatre.com.
Thanks, Julia.
Like any town, Lethbridge has a vivacious culture with a strong sense of community. Richard Amory, the editor, owner, and sole writer for LA Beat, ensures that no artist in town goes unnoticed. Ali Faitoni has that story.
Thanks for coming to my public trauma dump. This is just one of the many examples of arts and culture in Lethbridge. Bands have played in venues like this downtown for many years. In the past, the local media would help spread the word about what was happening and provide reviews of some of these events. But since the Lethbridge Herald stopped covering them, one man has made it his mission. Richard Amory previously had a music column in the Lethbridge Sun-Times called The Buzz, where he covered music events like this one. He has long been part of the Lethbridge cultural scene, even winning an award for his dedication.
.com thing. So yeah, I just started covering just for the love of the music. There's no money in it. There really isn't in writing anymore, but I do it because I like watching kids like this, and I like watching them evolve.
Although it's clear that the community cares about the work he does, this is more of a passion project for Richard. The work that Amory does doesn't go unrecognized, especially by the musicians he covers.
I think that what they're doing is really important for the longevity and prosperity of the Lethbridge music community. Yeah, like I said, covering a super wide variety of music and different artists and venues.
Amory continues to be a beloved and crucial member of the Southern Alberta arts community, and hopefully will be for the foreseeable future. For eNEWS, I'm Ali Fatoni.
Amory's work can be found at labeat.com, where he writes about local music, art, theater productions, and museums.
A local musician is making a name for himself. Brandon DeGorder shares the story of what inspired him to become an artist and how he got to play with the New Testament in Lethbridge. Kevin Castro has the story.
After the pandemic, many local artists and bands struggled to go out to perform and make themselves heard. But during the pandemic, a lot of people have tried to pursue music to pass the time, and some even joined local bands here in Lethbridge. Brandon DeGouter, who has been playing the saxophone for 11 years and played for the New Testament for just over a year, shared what inspired him and his journey of being a musician.
I guess the thing that inspired me to kind of pursue music to a level past high school was my piano teacher, Jared Brown, and yeah, just exploring blues and jazz with him and lessons and everything like that, and getting introduced to improvisation. That's kind of what really drove my interest.
But being a musician isn't all that easy. It also comes with challenges from within.
You never like what you do. What I mean is, like, you always like what you do, but you're never happy with your product.
DeGouter also mentioned how he has to make himself wait a couple of days to listen to what he wrote and record. He does this so that he doesn't focus too much on trying to perfect every after composition he makes. Trying to find a record deals for your band is also very challenging, especially local artists or bands. The New Testament has not tried to get a record deal yet because they currently have 2 originals and do songs covers most of the time they play. He also gave advice to people who are waiting to pursue a career in music.
My advice would be you're going to find a lot of people who think they know exactly what you should do, but you really kind of have to find your own way through it.
Overall, DeGouter enjoys being part of the New Testament and a band that uses playing for fun and not too serious. Brandon will play with the New Testament on November 25 at the fashion show at the Gall Museum. Kevin Castro, eNEWS.
DeGorder is also part of the local jazz band Midnight Channel, performing weekly at the Nika Yuko Japanese Garden.
Crescent Heights High School in Medicine Hat is providing younger students with a spotlight in the new musical production of Aladdin Jr. Brooke Mullen reports.
Aladdin Jr. is brought to theatrical life in this bold new musical put on by Crescent Heights High School. This play will sweep you into an exotic world full of daring adventure, classic comedy, and timeless romance. Longtime high school director Jennifer Davies is known for putting on spectacular big shows, so Aladdin was an easy choice for her and her students.
Last year we had a fantastic show that was school-wide called SpongeBob the Musical, and we had a number of really strong juniors. And we thought it would be a wonderful way to showcase these younger students in a second show where they get to be the leads versus just background characters like they would be in a full-length show from the theater arts class.
The musical is put on by middle school students and supported by endless volunteers helping to put the show to life. Tap dancer Jaden Williams, who has been in multiple shows, was excited to audition for Aladdin Jr.
I thought it'd be like a really good opportunity, and it's filled with like really good people, and like I love Miss Davies, and it was really like highly recommended to join the musical from like previous years and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This will be a musical that really checks all the boxes for being entertained. There will be wonderful singing, wonderful dancing, beautiful costumes, a beautiful set design, and everybody will have a fun time at the show. The shows are always done to a very high level, very professional type quality. Even though these are kids, we do our very best to make this work.
You can catch the Aladdin Jr. cast at Crescent Heights High School from November 30th to December 3rd. You can buy tickets at CHHS website. I'm Brooke Mullen, eNEWS.
Feel free to visit Crescent Heights High School from November 30th to December 3rd for a showing of Aladdin Jr. Coming up, we'll introduce you to Nelson Wing, a Nerf gun modder, and how Lethbridge College students are planning to stay mentally and physically fit this winter. We're back after the break.
Our adoption process is fairly simple. For dogs, there is an application process. It's not particularly invasive.
Ever feeling lonely sitting at home by yourself? What's better than adopting a new friend? Come into the animal shelter to find yourself some company, whether it's a dog or a cat. Here at the shelter, we want to help find animals a loving, responsible home. Our facilities are all about finding the right home for the animals.
Check out our website.
One of the most popular stories of the toys of the modern age is once again growing in popularity. Kieran Emmert is standing by with more on that story. Kieran?
Thank you, Scott. The Nerf gun, a popular toy brand known for shooting foam projectiles. Popular among many children, but some take it to the next level. As Hayden Siemens would find out, Nerf is also hitting this target audience too.
The phrase, "it's Nerf or nothing," has stuck with many children over the years, as the famous toy gun commercials and toys have impacted many children with their action-packed potential. Many people use 3D printing or other methods to make custom attachments for their Nerf guns. Nelson Wing is a University of Lethbridge student whose hobby is to mod out his Nerf gun.
Nerf gun modding is the attempt to basically add things onto a Nerf gun or remove things to make it shoot better or more efficient.
What are some of the challenges of making these Nerf gun modifications?
Some of the challenges are honestly just breaking everything, because usually when you open up a Nerf gun, it's tightly wound together. So when you open it up, it all pops out because it has springs and like compression in it. So if you're not careful, you don't have like a reference of where everything goes. It'll take a long time to get back together, or it'll never come back together.
How has the Nerf gun modding affected your life as a hobby or just in general?
Well, it's definitely affected my life a lot, because it gave me a reason to try out 3D printing, which is one of my biggest hobbies now, is DIY. And Nerf modding has been the gateway drug for that, really. It's allowed me to, tinker with parts and basically learn how to take something apart and then put it back together again without losing pieces or breaking it.
Do you think that the Nerf company as a whole should embrace this type of modding from this community?
I think so, because it's honestly pretty cool. It adds more depth into the whole Nerf, because usually how Nerf wants you to do it, you buy a gun and then you just, after something surpasses it, you buy that one. But with Nerf modding, you can make like an old gun able to like keep up with the new like fancier guns.
Whether you use them just for fun or as your own personal experiment, it's clear to me that there's more to nothing than Nerf. Hayden Siemens, eNEWS.
Whether spicing up your toy or building it to your liking, it is clear that there's more than meets the eye to Nerf. Back to you, studio.
Thank you, Kieran. As the weather gets colder and the days get shorter, many college students are looking to find ways to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Chase Chambers has more on how some students are staying both mentally and physically fit.
College can be stressful for many students. Between busy schedules and looming deadlines, finding ways for students to look after their mental health can be a challenge. Lethbridge College student Cole Gilbert says joining the Kodiak's indoor track team and being involved in sport has been beneficial for his mental health.
Playing sports as a kid and playing sports now really taught me how to live a healthy lifestyle, how to eat right? Certain things, there's certain foods that you didn't really understand were not as good for your health. So it's kind of set me up on how I can live an active lifestyle even after my athletic career is over.
He says athletics have helped by enabling him to connect with the community and learn what makes him feel good and ultimately push him to be better. Health Promotions Coordinator at Wellness Services in Lethbridge College says exercise, either competitive or recreational, is beneficial not only to an individual's physical health, but to mental health too.
You know when you're being active that you're benefiting your muscles and your bones and whatnot, but also our mental health. And just exercise is very related to lowering stress levels, building up resiliency, and even our immune system. So overall, being active and being involved in sport is just for our overall well-being. There's a lot of research that shows that it's benefiting us mentally and physically.
Gilbert feels there are a lot of lessons, skills, and connections that have been presented to him because of his participation in physical activities.
A lot of life skills you learn from sports can be applied in life, right? Taking care of your mental health, eating right, can also help your work when you eventually move on to your career.
Lethbridge College student, staff, and community members can get started benefiting their mental health by participating in physical health by visiting the Lethbridge College gym today. Chase Chambers, eNEWS.
Cole Gilbert and the rest of the Kodiak's track and field team started their indoor training last week in preparation for their first meet next month. And colder temperatures and icy streets means it's time for winter sports. And for a local skating academy, it's time to make sure everyone gets to be part of the fun. Nicholas Rabel has more.
Figure skating is rooted deep in Canadian sports culture. Its popularity is due largely in part to its accessibility. In Lethbridge, the Southern Alberta Skating Academy, also known as SASA, provides lessons to skaters of all ages and levels. Elizabeth Davis has been skating since she was 5 years old and joined SASA in 2016. Now a teenager and proven skater, Davis says she loves how inclusive the sport is.
I feel like we would accept anyone who wanted to skate. We even have the teen and adult program on Sundays, I think, so we have all ages that can skate.
The Southern Alberta Skating Academy was founded by Amanda and Travis Hillier in 2016 with the aim of providing accessible sport for all.
My husband and I both came from backgrounds where it was an academy-based training environment, and we always felt a passion to bring that to Lethbridge, and we went with it, and we've created this amazing place where kids can achieve their goals or skate for fun, and yeah, it's just a really welcoming environment.
The Hilliers say the ice show gives every skater in SASA the chance to be a star and strut their stuff in front of family and friends. Bright lights, popular music, and bedazzled costumes are all part of the experience. Davis says the ice show is her favorite part of skating with SASA because of the excitement, nerves, and camaraderie that come with performing.
The day of, like, we all get ready at the change room together. We all like do our hair together, makeup, try on our dresses, make sure everything's good. And then when we're waiting to get onto the ice, we're all like lined up on the back and we're super nervous, and it's like grabbing each other, like shaking, be like, it's gonna be okay.
This year's ice show is called Wishes. Hillier says it will tell the stories of children whose wishes come to life after wishing upon a star. According to Hillier, it's her favorite show to date. For eNEWS, I'm Nicholas Rabel.
Wishes will take place at the eNEWS Center on December 23rd. Tickets can be purchased at the eNEWS Center box office. That's all the time we have for eNEWS. For Rachel Gelowitz and Nariv Bellarmino, I'm Scott Holman. Thanks for watching.